How many of you out there are consistently profitable? And I'm not saying every single day, but at the end of the week or monthly, you are basically in the green. Okay, where you're making money, and that's a good thing because you are creating a business opportunity for yourself, so that you can make money for your family and be able to sustain the longevity of not having to ever go back and work a full-time job or be employed by anybody else. Because when you work for someone else, you're basically paying the man who owns or the woman who owns that business at the top. Yeah, you make your income and you may skate by and be able to pay your bills and things of that nature. But to me, that's not any kind of way to actually live. That's not financial freedom there. I mean, you don't control your own destiny. You don't control your own hours. If you want to take the day off tomorrow or take 2 weeks off on vacation, you can't do that. All right. I mean, of course, yeah, you may get some leave time, but you may put in for it and your boss may say, hey, not now. Maybe, in a month, put in for it because we have X, whatever may be taking place and we need you. Right. So there are a lot of nuances for working for other individuals and other companies. I believe the success and the dream, not just here in America, but abroad as well, is to be able to own something that either you can pass down or share with other people to help other people ultimately, right? Now, today I want to talk to you about, the pros and cons of trading for me over the last 14 years, using the same supply and demand strategy. So I want to talk to you about, things that I feel good about and over the 14-year period, meaning the pros and some of the cons as well. So starting off with like number one, let's say this right now. It's a simple way of being able to trade, okay, and being able to master a strategy. So what does that mean? That is the luxury about being able to create a strategy that works day in and day out, and just mastering it to the point to where when you get to front of your charts every day, you know what to look for. I'm not second guessing my trades. I can read the market, read the structure, and I know which way I need to be taking my trades. If the market is pumping to the upside, lots of momentum, I should only be looking for what? Opportunities to go long at key areas of demand, right? And then vice versa, if the market is pumping to the downside, I'll be looking for areas to go short at key areas of supply. All right. It's simple. I mean, supply and demand has been around for many, many years. It's universal, but there are different ways in which people actually trade it. But I mean, you can basically see it, all over your charts. It's just aggressive areas where the market is making momentum or bullish runs to the upside and vice versa to the downside. So it gets to a point of perfection, where you have a simple strategy that actually works, nothing complex, because the way I trade and the way that I show other people here on this platform in regards to how I trade, it's very simple. I mean, so many people out there, they believe that trading should be a lot harder than what it really is. And in reality, the hard part about it is really understanding yourself, getting yourself in line, because maybe you are suffering from some psychological issue or problem. Could be fear, greed, FOMO, whatever it may be. You have to get certain things on the ropes to be able to be a great trader, all right, and be able to read the markets the correct way. So most times, 90%, 95% of the times or more, it's the individual that's stepping in the way of them being able to become successful in this business. And then you got to find a certain strategy, right? You got to build out a certain trading plan. You got to understand risk management. You got to understand trade management. You got to understand it all when it comes to trading so that you can make money within this business. So it's a step-by-step approach, and you have to take things slowly and not try to force it. And anyone that try to jump into this business thinking that they're going to get rich overnight because they already have large amounts of capital and they're going to pour it into their account, you're going to see. I mean, a lot of people that are watching now already know they have taken a swing at this and probably lost some big money, right? So that's why I believe the approach in trading should be taken from a very slow standpoint and again, taking it step by step. So number two, when it comes to, I tell you what, let's do it this way. One pro, one. Well, I'm gonna lay all the pros out. Let's do it that way, okay? Number two, becoming consistently profitable. That's the beauty about a strategy that actually works. Trading the same one. For me, supply and demand over and over and over. Look, I can be consistently profitable. I'm not saying that there aren't times you may take losses or small losses, but that's the purpose of having and understanding risk management, is putting a plan in place as a safety guard, so that you know where you need to get out of the market if a trade comes back against you. I mean, You see me in videos where I'll cut my trades early enough. The moment I feel like it's not going in my direction, and I talk about that in a lot of video content. If the market is, I'm bullish and the market starts to fold and it's bearish, becomes bearish real quick to the downside, I'm getting out of the trade. A lot of times I'll cut my trades early because I don't want them to come back and hit me at my stop to preserve capital. That's what trading is all about at the end of the day. Not just understanding the strategy, but also preserving your capital at the same point. So that's the beauty about having a system that works, a strategy that works. You can become consistently profitable each and every day, which helps you build up and compound an account. I'm telling you, compounding is the most important part. And I believe at going a slow and steady pace versus trying to rush and try to make as much as you can, over a short period of time. Allow that count to build and grind it out for a, few weeks, for a couple months, whatever the case is, and you'll slowly start to see that your account size will actually grow. And that's why I stress using the 5% rule, which I talk about in tons of videos, even for anyone out there that has or is limited to capital. Start off with $500, trading the micros. You can build an account that way. Trust me when I say this. Now, the biggest perk to having a strategy that works day in and day out, a system that works, is that it opens up the heavens, the doors to the gateways in which you become financially free. You don't ever have to worry about being tied to any kind of debt as long as you're managing your money correctly and you're limiting risk and you're taking trades the right way. Staying in line with what you have written down on your trading plan and within the strategy itself. I'm telling you, the kind of money that you can make in this business in comparison to any other profession, the sky's the limit. There's caps on salaries in which people can actually make in professions. I don't care what the profession is, even as a pro athlete or, whatever it may be. I mean, there's caps, all right? But when it comes to actually trading, that's how most people who may have money, they invest their money because that money that they have, and I truly recommend anyone to, doing that, especially if you're making large amounts of income, invest that money because, and ultimately at the end of the day, it becomes more so like a tax write-off in a sense. But I'm not an accountant or CPA. Talk with your professional individual, surrounding what you should do with your money. Okay. At the end of the day. But what I'm here to tell you is that becoming financially free has always been my goal, not having any debt tied, being able to pay things off. I have a philosophy of mine that, I believe in paying for things in cash. All right. And I'm not really going to, put myself in any kind of debt. If I have the cash to pay for it, if I don't, then I'm not going to. That's the way I look at things in life, that way I don't have to worry about, paying something off down the road. Paying everything off, the home, the cars, whatever you may have, credit cards, okay? Now, some of the cons, let's talk about that right now. Trading the same strategy over and over and over every single day, can it become boring? Yes, it definitely can. It's like you want to try something. You have that desire to try something new when it comes to trading. Hey, let me try this strategy. Trust me when I say this. I've done that time and time again in the past, and it doesn't work, okay? Honestly, I mean, you may catch a few wins, and then you'll catch, just as many losses. So I found that when you have something that works each and every single day, just stick with that, all right? It's like, why try to reinvent the wheel when, I tell people all the time, whatever it is that you may have, whatever recipe that actually works, stick with that. Just perfect and master that recipe a little bit each and every day. Study the charts, just become a little bit stronger and engage more into your own personal trading. But use the same strategy, okay? It's like probably owning a hamburger and hot dog joint, a restaurant. So that's all you sell. You don't want to have a million different items on the menu. Perfect on how to make a quality burger or how to make a quality sandwich, and business is going to come to you that one way or the other, and you're going to make an income. When you start start putting too many things on there, and you got to spend more time trying to perfect this recipe and that one and that one and that one, then the quality starts to come down, right? So that's what I believe overall is sticking to what works for you best, and whether it's boring or not, if it's working, stick with it. And number two, I want to say this: feeling like you're a robot every single day. It's like you get to the charts. The setups may not always be the same, but looking for the same things every single day, it's like systematically, it's like, you kind of feel like you're a robot every single day. So, just try, trading the same way every day, but that's fine. Okay. To me, it's okay. If it's making you money at the end of the day, that's what you're here to do, is to actually make money and put it away. right? We're here to make money day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. That is the ultimate goal when it comes to trading. I don't really have too many cons, because there are just so many luxury opportunities in which trading can afford people if they know how to read the markets the correct way and what to really look for, and they have a system and put that in place. That's what I want to share with all of you guys out there today. So again, if you have a system that's in place, I don't care if you're trading pre-market, during the New York session, Asian session, London session, and it's working for you each and every day, stick with it. All right. I'm telling you this, giving you kind of heed to the advice that I'm giving you, because when you try to start switching to other things, sometimes people get confused trying to go back to a system that actually works, or they lose their thought process, or their know-how. When they got something perfected, they want to try something else, and putting too many things in the bag. Not saying there's nothing wrong with having one or two things in the arsenal, but when you start pulling out too many things and start trying to merge them together, you get confused, you get mixed up, and that's where you make your biggest mistakes. All right. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. I'm telling you, after these 14 years of doing this, I know it works, and that's why I stick with what I know every single day. Now, anyone out there that wants to become an elite, an ultra elite member, let me say this, because people have been DMing me, sending me direct messages asking, when they click on the link down below, the Ultra Elite Supporter tier, because that's what you want to do. Listen, when you click that, you've got to choose one of the three options. You got the Loyal Channel, the Loyal Supporter tier, the Elite tier, and the Ultra Elite tier. If you're interested in the perks and rewards to where you receive the trade breakdowns, all that trade breakdown video content, these are breakdowns of trades that I've actually taken. These are the same trades that I posted over on the Discord, so on the trading floor. I go back and I break those trades down. There's tons of that video content there. That's probably like where the sauce, the cornerstone to how I trade, because I'm walking you through these setups as if you're sitting right next to me. I'm talking to you about market structure. I'm talking to you about why to enter the trade. I'm talking to you about where to place your profit target. I'm talking to you about where to place your stop loss, talking to you about the price action that was involved in my thought process of taking that trade. Plus, you get the video playlists and the great video that I covered on market structure. If you want all of that right there, okay, for just pennies on the dollar a day, you want to become then an elite supporter. If you want everything I just said, plus the live recorded trade sessions and my market recap videos, then you want to become an ultra elite supporter. All right. The link is down in the description portion of the video. It's titled Ultra Elite Supporter. Click on it. Get about 2 or 3 seconds. 3 tiers will pop up. When you hover over each one of those tiers or click on them, it'll let you know what the perks and rewards are for each one of those tiers. Now, outside of that, if you haven't taken the time to go ahead and sub to this channel by watching this video, please subscribe to the channel right now. Make sure to turn your post notifications on by clicking that bell. And last but not least, drop me a thumbs up, a like on the channel if you're finding value in the content. If the content I'm sharing with you has been helping you out. If you're a newcomer, please take the time to go ahead and sub and watch the content here, okay? I'm here to help other individuals out, to express to you the strategy that works for me each and every day. And there are plenty of people that are passing evaluations or challenges, and even trading with their own, funded brokerage accounts. If you go to our Discord, okay, it's free. The link is down in the description. You'll see a testimonial section there. There are people that are passing evaluations using the same strategy. Lots of them have converted over from using time-based to tick-based. From time to range charts. Some people do use tick-based or volume charts, but I trade with range charts, and I talk about that a million times over why I do. Okay, it's just for me, from my perspective, I've been trading them since day one. I can read, and the charts a lot better. The flow of them, they're just a lot cleaner to the eye, and that's why I actually trade them. All right. Outside of that, guys, that's all I have. I appreciate everyone tuning in, and like I always say, thank you for supporting me and the efforts here on the channel each and every day, the things that I do. Take care, and I'll see everyone in the next video.